Hi students, I am Sendil Kumaran, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Erode Sengundar Engineering College, Autonomous. Okay, today we are going to discuss about the Engineering Chemistry subject, Unit 1, Water Chemistry. First, introduction about the water chemistry. So, without water, there is no environment. Then, water is the most essential compound for our life. For example, human beings, animals, and plants. So, totally, the earth covered by the 80% of the water, remaining 20% of the land. The main sources of the water are rain, then surface water, namely called as the river, lake, pond, like this. Then underground water, well, springs, aquifer, etc. Then last one is the sea water. So these are all the some of the main sources of the water. So among the above surface of sources of water, rainwater is the very purest form. But the rainwater which is very difficult to collect. Then seawater is the most impure form which is unfit for the domestic as well as the industrial purposes. Surface and underground water are the normally used for domestic and industrial purposes. In that water should be free from undesirable impurities. So now we will define the what is the meaning of water treatment or water technology. So the process of removing all types of impurities present in the water and making it fit for domestic as well as industrial purposes. In that process we are called as the water treatment process or water technology. So before going to treat the water, we know very well about the water, all the various impurities present in the water. So first we are going to see about the types of water. So you know very well about the hard water and the soft water. So water which does not produce lather, lather means foams with the soap solution and form the white precipitate, that means scum. That water is called as the hard water, which is mainly due to the presence of calcium and magnesium salts. Suppose water which easily produce lather with the soap solution, that is called soft water, which is the absence of calcium and magnesium salts. Suppose water containing the calcium and magnesium salts which react with the sodium soap. Sodium soap is the water soluble soap. So in that soap react with calcium or magnesium ions to form the calcium soap. The calcium soap is the water insoluble compound, so it is called as the white scum, that is the precipitate. So we have to easily detect whether the water is the hard water, whether the water is the soft water by using the soap solution. Then hardness of water. Hardness is the property or characteristics of water which does not produce lather with a soap solution. In that, hardness of water can be detected by two methods. So already we discussed one method, water which does not produce lather with a soap solution. In that, water is called hard water. In that, hardness is called as the hardness producing water. Second method is water containing hardness which gives the wine red color with EBT indicator. EBT means Eriochrome black tea. So which gives the result in the pH range of 8 to 10 or 9 to 10. Then going to the types of hardness. Depending upon the types of dissolved salts present in the water, that water can be classified into, that means hardness of water can be classified into 1. Temporary hardness, 2. Permanent hardness. We will discuss one by one. First, what is temporary hardness? This is due to the presence of bicarbonate salts of the calcium and magnesium. That means calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate. So the temporary hardness which can be easily removed by the boiling of the water and add lime to the water. The triangle represents the boiling the water. So calcium bicarbonate or magnesium bicarbonate react with the heat or boiling to form the calcium carbonate, that is the precipitate which can be easily removed from the water, and also form the carbon dioxide gas. So whenever the water which easily produce the calcium carbonate or magnesium carbonate and carbon dioxide, in such type of the hardness is called as the temporary hardness. Then temporary hardness also removed by adding the lime. The formula for the lime is calcium hydroxide. So here I given the second reaction. So in the calcium hydroxide, lime react with the magnesium bicarbonate to produce the magnesium hydroxide, that is the precipitate which can be easily removed from the water, and also form the calcium carbonate. The calcium carbonate also to form the precipitate which can be easily removed from the water, so that these hardness are called as the temporary hardness. Then go to the permanent hardness. Permanent hardness due to the presence of chlorides and sulfates of calcium and magnesium. That means calcium chloride, magnesium chloride, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate. So these are all some of the permanent hardness producing salts. It cannot be removed by boiling the water, but it can be removed by two processes. One is the lime soda process, another one is the zeolite process. Lime soda means sodium carbonate. So we have to add the sodium carbonate directly into the water to produce calcium carbonate. And the calcium sulfate react with the sodium zeolite to produce the sodium sulfate and calcium zeolite, so which can be easily removed from the water. Then expression of hardness in terms of equivalence of calcium carbonate. So we have to use the calcium carbonate equivalent. The molecular formula for the calcium carbonate is 100. So calcium carbonate molecular weight is the 100, so that we have to use the whole number, so that we have to use the calcium carbonate equivalent. So how to calculate the molecular weight of the calcium carbonate? So we have to add the atomic weight of the calcium and atomic weight of the carbon and atomic weight of the oxygen. The atomic weight of the calcium is 40. The atomic weight of the carbon is the 12. 40 plus 12, 52, and 3 into 16. 16 means atomic weight of the oxygen, so 3 into 16, 48. So 48 plus 52 is equal to 100. So 100 is the molecular weight of the calcium carbonate, so that we have to take as the calcium carbonate equivalent in the expression of the hardness. Then we are going to the units of the hardness. Unit of hardness, here I given the 4 terms. One is the ppm. ppm means parts per million. Then milligrams per liter. Third one is Clark's degree. Then French degree. So what are all the various relationship between these 4 units of the hardness? Here I given 1 ppm, which is equal to 1 milligram per liter, which is equal to 0.1 French degree, which is equal to 0.07 Clark's degree. So it is the relationship between the 4 different units of the hardness. So here this table shows the different types of the hardness producing salts molecular weight. Here I given the calcium bicarbonate, magnesium bicarbonate, calcium nitrate, magnesium nitrate, calcium carbonate, calcium sulfate, then magnesium sulfate, magnesium carbonate, magnesium chloride, calcium chloride, then calcium 2 plus ion and magnesium 2 plus ion. So these molecular weights, which is helpful to calculate the different types of the hardness present in the water. Then we are going to the estimation of hardness by EDTA method. So EDTA method is the very good method to detect the hardness present in the water. What is the expansion form of EDTA? Ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid. So here I given the structure of EDTA. So the EDTA is the very good complexing agent in the water. So EDTA is the good example for hexadentate ligand. Hexa means 6. So the EDTA contains the 6 electron withdrawing group, that means 2 nitrogen and 4 oxygen available in the EDTA, so that it is the very good ligand. So the main principle involved to detect the hardness present in the water, here I given. Calcium magnesium ion react with the eriochrome black tea indicator in the presence of ammonia buffer to produce the wine red color. In that eriochrome black tea with calcium magnesium salt react with the EDTA taken and the burette to form the steel blue color. That means wine red to steel blue color. That is the end point. So when the EBT indicator is added to water sample, it forms wine red color. That is the V complex with the calcium 2 plus and magnesium 2 plus ions. So here I given the reaction calcium 2 plus and magnesium 2 plus react with EBT to form the weak complex, that is wine red colored weak complex. In that weak complex react with the EDTA taken in the burette to form the stable complex. So here I given calcium magnesium EBT is the unstable complex, react to the EDTA taken in the burette to form the stable complex. That means calcium magnesium connected with the EDTA and it releases the EBT, eriochrome black tea. The original color of the EBT is the steel blue color. So at the end point, the wine red color which turns into the EBT, that is the completion of the reaction. So this principle which is involved to detect the hardness present in the water. Then how to make the different types of the solutions which is helpful to detect the hardness. Here I given one by one. EDTA solution, standard hard water, EBT indicator and a buffer solution. First EDTA solution. So EDTA solution is prepared by taking the 4 grams of the EDTA and diluted with 1 liter of the distilled water to form the EDTA solution. And a standard hard water, 1 gram of pure calcium carbonate which is dissolved in the minimum quantity of the HCl initially and then made up into the 1000 ml of distilled water to produce the standard hard water. The standard hard water contains 1 ml of standard hard water which is equal to 1 milligram of calcium carbonate equivalent hardness. Then how to make the EBT indicator? 0.5 gram of EBT is dissolved in 100 ml of alcohol. Then buffer solution. Here the ammonia buffer, 67.5 grams of ammonium chloride and 570 ml of liquid ammonia are dissolved and made up into the 1000 ml of distilled water to produce the ammonia buffer solution. So these are all the some of the preparation methods of the different solution in this experiment. Then experimental procedure. So here we have to follow the 3 different titrations. Titration 1, titration 2 and titration 3. Titration 1 is the standardization of the EDTA. Titration 2 is the estimation of total hardness. And titration 3 is the estimation of permanent hardness. So we will discuss one by one. First one is the standardization of EDTA. The pipette out the 50 ml of standard hard water into the clean conical flask. Add for 10 ml of ammonia buffer into the same solution and 4 to 5 drops of EBT indicator into the conical flask solution to form the wine red color, which titrated with the EDTA solution taken in the burette to form the wine red to steel blue color. That is the end point. It is the volume of V1. So the V1 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the standard hard water. It's the same thing like as the sample hard water and boiled filtered hard water. So V2 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the sample hard water and V3 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the boiled and filtered hard water. So simply here I given the calculation how to detect the total hardness and how to detect the permanent hardness and how to detect the temporary hardness. Total hardness. So how to calculate the total hardness? So total hardness can be calculated by using this formula V2 divided by V1 into 1000. Already I told what is V2 and what is V1. V2 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the sample hard water, that is the second titration value. Then V1 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the standard hard water, that is the first titration value. So you have to multiply by the 1000 ppm, which easily calculate the total hardness. Why we have to using here 1000? 1000 means we have to calculate in terms of the ppm, so that we have to multiply by the 1000. 1 liter which is equal to 1000 ml. Then how to detect the permanent hardness? So permanent hardness can be calculated by using this formula, that is V3 by V1 into 1000. V3 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the boiled and filtered hard water. V1 is the volume of EDTA required to neutralize the standard hard water. So multiply by 1000 into ppm to calculate the permanent hardness. Okay, then we are going to calculate the temporary hardness. So what is the formula used to calculate the total hardness? Total hardness equal to sum of the permanent hardness and temporary hardness. So temporary hardness, which is equal to total hardness subtracted by the permanent hardness. So you have to substitute the total hardness value and the permanent hardness value using the above titration. So 1000 into V2 by V1 minus 1000 into V3 by V1. So we simplified this equation, V2 minus V3 divided by V1 into 1000 ppm. So using this formula we have to easily calculate the temporary hardness present in the water. Then going to the characteristics or requirements of potable water. As per the suggestions given by World Health Organization WHO, Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR, the following are the important characteristics of potable water. One is that it should be clear, colorless and odorless. Second one is water should be cool and pleasant to taste. Third one is that it should be free from harmful bacteria and suspended impurities. Then fourth one, it should be free from dissolved gases like CO2, H2S, ammonia, etc. and poisonous minerals like lead, arsenic, manganese, chromium, etc. Then also hardness should be less than 500 ppm. Chloride content should be less than 250 ppm. Fluoride content should be less than 1.5 ppm. Then total dissolved salts content should be less than 500 ppm. Total dissolved salt means what are all the salts which easily dissolve in that water is called as the dissolved salts. It should be free contain less than 500 ppm. Then pH of the potable water should be 6.5 to 8.5 range.